Hi students, in this session I would like to explain about collocation and relative pronoun. First, collocation. What is a collocation? A collocation is two or more words that often go together. Dua kata yang muncul bersamaan. These combinations just sound right to native English speakers who use them all the time. On the other hand, other combinations may be unnatural and just sound wrong. For example, we say the fast train, not the quick train. Fast food, not quick food. Then a quick shower, not a fast shower. A quick meal, not a fast meal. Okay. Now let's move on to how to learn collocation. You have to be aware of collocations and try to recognize them when you see or hear them. Treat collocations as single blocks of language. When you learn a new word, write down other words that collocate with it. Remember rightly, remember distinctly, remember vaguely, remember vividly. You also have to read as much as possible because reading is an excellent way to learn vocabulary and collocations in context and naturally. Don't forget to revise what you learn regularly. You have to practice using new collocations in context as soon as possible after learning them. And the last one, you can find information on collocations in any good learner's dictionary. You can also find specialized dictionaries of collocations. Okay, there are several different types of collocation made from combinations of verb, noun, adjective, and so on. But today I'm gonna explain about one type of collocations, which is verb plus noun. Kata kerja diikuti dengan kata benda. Have an example here. For example, go home, do the laundry, make some money. Okay, now I will give you another examples, but this one using sentences, yeah, so you will see the collocation in context. The first one, the prisoner was hanged for committing murder. The collocation is commit murder or committing murder. Next sample, I always try to do my homework in the morning after making my bed. There are two different collocation here. The first one is do homework or do my homework, and the second one is making my bed from make bed. The third example, he has been asked to give a presentation about his work. Okay, the collocation is give a presentation. Okay, I hope this explanation useful for you, yeah. You can do the exercise on page 53. Okay, later. Now, I would like to explain about relative pronoun. Okay. Let's see. Okay, a relative pronoun is used to connect a clause or phrase to a noun or pronoun. Jadi ini adalah kata ganti, ya, digunakan untuk menghubungkan satu klausa atau mungkin frase yang menjelaskan mengenai satu kata benda tertentu atau mungkin kata ganti yang lain ya. The clause modifies or describe the noun. Okay, there are the most common relative pronouns such as who refers to people, that refers to people or things in defining relative clauses, which refers to things, where refers to places, why refers to reasons, when refers to time, whose refers to possession, either it is people or things. Okay, there are two different types of relative clauses. The first one is defining relative clauses, and the second one is non-defining relative clauses. Okay, let me explain about the defining relative clauses. Define which person or thing we are talking about, and the information they give is essential. For example, the man who answered the phone was my father. Okay, so we have subject the man, and then we have verb was, and then the object is my father. But then we have a clause here, relative clause, who answered the phone. Okay, yang menjawab telepon. So it describe about the noun man, ya, the man. Okay. Defining relative clauses are not separated from the rest of the sentence by commas. Jadi tidak boleh menggunakan koma. We can always replace who or which with that. Nah, jadi boleh diganti ya. For example, there is the man who I told you about. Or you can also write, that's the man that I told you about. Artinya sama. Itu adalah laki-laki yang saya ceritakan kepada kamu. That's the house which we bought. Or that's the house that we bought. Itu rumah yang kita beli. Artinya sama-sama yang. Next, defining relative clauses leave out the pronoun who, which, or that if it is not the subject of the verb in the relative clause. Maksudnya gimana? Oke, I have two different example here. Kita cek dulu yang pertama. That's the man who I told you about. Or that's the man that I told you about. Ini seperti contoh yang atas ya. Nah, di sini who or that berfungsi sebagai konektor, kata penghubung. Ya, kemudian ada subjek lagi I. Who I told you about, yang saya. Nah, jadi ada subjeknya. Nah, ini kalimat seperti ini kita bisa hilangkan konektornya. Jadi seperti ini. There is the man I told you about. Artinya tetap sama. Ya. Jadi bisa dihilangkan who atau that-nya karena ada subjek I sesudah konektor who atau that. But then in the next example, that is the man who helped me. Or that is the man that helped me. Itu adalah pria atau maaf, laki-laki itu adalah laki-laki yang membantu saya. Nah, we have who or that di sini berfungsi sebagai konektor. Kemudian langsung diikuti dengan verb help tidak ada subjeknya. Nah, yang seperti ini tidak bisa dicoret. There is the man help me. Nah, tidak bisa seperti itu. Ya. Jadi kalau ada subjeknya boleh dicoret konektornya. Tapi kalau tidak ada jangan dicoret. Oke, berikutnya next I would like to explain about non-defining relative clause. Oke, non-defining relative clause. This one contain extra information. It means the information they give is not essential to the sentence's overall meaning. So they could be deleted and the sentence would convey basically the same information. Let's look at the example. Mr. Buddington, kemudian ada koma, who is my best friend's father, won the lottery. Nah, ini artinya sama dengan Mr. Boddington. If we omit the clause ya, kita hilangkan. Jadi Mr. Boddington won the lottery, artinya sama. Jadi yang ada di dalam koma ini bukanlah informasi yang essential, bukanlah informasi yang penting. Oke. Non-defining clause are always separated from the rest of the sentence by commas. Nah, itu bedanya ya between defining relative clause dengan non-defining. Jadi yang satu itu tidak ada koma, sementara yang ini yang non-defining, yang relative clause-nya tidak penting. Nah, ini diapit dengan koma. Jadi ada komanya di situ ya. Okay. We cannot use that and leave out the relative pronoun. Oke, contohnya our coach, who is wearing a red jacket, won a gold medal in the Olympics. Nah, ini tidak bisa kita ganti dengan that. Our coach, that. Nah, ini tidak bisa. Jadi aturannya khusus untuk that ini digunakan untuk defining relative clause. Oke? Mudah-mudahan bermanfaat ya. I hope this explanation found useful for you. Thank you so much for your attention. You can do exercise for relative clause and relative pronouns on page 54. Please remember, dear, that you have to read the guidance. You also have to read the instruction in each of the exercise carefully. Good luck, dear, and happy studying. Bye.